Sarah, whom I just said her last name, but I'm not going to do it again. So, Sarah,
Hi, it's great to meet
it's
you.
great to meet you.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So, we've met. Actually, we are booth mates here at the Produced Water Society. But do us a favor, talk and tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Absolutely. So, what we actually do is we take sensor data, which generates a ton of data for most companies, like every 10 minutes. Just imagine all this data coming in a day. So, we essentially analyze that and we give recommendations to increase cash flow.
Mhm.
So, we're funded by both Google and AWS. So,
Okay.
we're very excited about what we do.
Well,
And it's
that's
for the
very
heavy
interesting.
industrials. Yeah.
So that's very interesting. So, all right. So, your company is funded by techs, right? By
Yeah.
tech companies.
Hmm.
Okay. And so, what you're doing is you're coming in, and again, like you said, there's so much data that is always coming in.
Right.
You're trying to find a way to sift through it. So, let
Yeah.
me. So, for an example, so one of the examples I'm used to is, let's say, an AST, an above ground storage tank.
Correct.
Okay. So, let's say that you're getting data every 10 minutes from
Exactly.
there with the levels.
Perfect example.
What kind of information could you gain from that?
Okay. So, and for oil and gas companies that have oil tanks, we convert that into cash, like cash on hand, how much cash left, because, when a truck ticket comes in,
Hmm.
etc. So we auto estimate the tickets
Hmm.
and we auto reconcile. So your operating cash flow is reconciled every day.
Really?
Yes. And so when payments come in, it's already estimated how much payments should come in. And for a lot of clients with that auto reconciliation, because it's a manual process without it,
Right.
um, clients have been able to recover like 5-10%.
That's incredible because it would seem to me that to have to reconcile that data would take weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times, the smaller companies they trust the purchasers to pay correctly, but now they
Right.
don't have to because now they
Mm.
know exactly what how much payment should be coming in.
Right.
So a lot of times we found tickets that our clients have that just wasn't on the payment slip.
Really?
Yeah, and that adds up.
Absolutely, that
Yeah,
adds up.
it's
Sure.
like 10, 20 tickets, but now you're looking at 20 tickets, 190 barrels. Adds
Yeah,
up.
that's a
And
lot.
at $100 a barrel, or like, sorry, 75?
Yeah, right
Yeah,
in
whatever
the
it is.
neighborhood.
Yeah,
Sure, sure,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Right,
So
right.
it adds up.
Wow, that really does add up. So now, in my limited brain capacity here, let me see if I can repeat that back to you
Okay.
so I understand. So basically, it's all the data that comes from the field. Again,
Yeah,
using
exactly.
using a
Yeah,
fluid as an example,
exactly.
and you're able to kind of see in real time how much was used, how much should be billed, and you're
Exactly.
doing that on a daily
Exactly.
without having to incur clerical work, back end
Exactly.
work, end of month
Right.
reconciliation goes away.
Yes, because we use
Oh,
we use maybe you've heard of it, OCR, optical character
the
recognition.
recognition, sure.
So we utilize that.
Okay,
So now the pumpers they only take a picture of the tickets. They no longer have to do anything, and the system will automatically grab the data
that's incredible.
and associate it with the tank level
Right.
because it looks at which tank had. But the name of the facility is on there. There's a lot of data from the ticket that's
Sure.
auto
Of course, yeah, it's auto
helps with the
populated.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's reconciled instantaneously. So at the end of the day, sometimes pumpers will get notifications saying, "Hey, we're missing tickets for these tanks."
Wow.
You had, I mean, yeah. So
And that's something that would not even have been noticed by anyone at the office until it was time to reconcile, maybe at the end
exactly,
of the month.
exactly, and if they have the manpower,
If they have the manpower, and if
yes,
not, that's something that could have gotten lost
in the
in the
system.
system,
But
right?
now, actually, the pumpers love us. We were shocked because a lot of times they're resistant to tech,
Right.
and they love it. They love it. They go, Sarah, if we don't have to put data in,
It's
we
even
we hate
better.
it.
Well, I have to give a lot of respect to your OCR system because I know the way a lot of people handwriting in the field is terrible. So if you've got OCR that can nail that down
Yeah,
from a
yeah,
pumper trying to scratch something
yeah.
down, dude, that is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, so that's fun. So
That
we love what we do.
that's really
We're very passionate about
that's
it.
really incredible. How did the company get started?
So it started 6 years ago by Robert and myself, and I met Robert at Marathon Oil. My background is electrical and computer science engineering,
Hmm.
and I happened to be on one of the most prolific projects at Marathon. It was the Africa project, and I got to meet Robert. We went our separate ways after Marathon Oil, and I actually went to a really small oil company. They made 10,000 barrels a day at that time,
Wow. Okay.
and it was exactly the tank level that I brought to the table for them because they were doing it manually.
Mm,
And I told the COO, I said, I'm sure you guys are great, right? Like perfect. But you could be losing 3%, right? You could be losing 3% just because manual error,
of course.
right? And he said, well, let's look at it, right? So we did a test. They were losing 7.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was, and it was just installing a tank level
So
and getting
after
data.
so after you got your raise and your promotion, after that, what happened?
Yeah. So after that, after a few years, I was able to build out their digital infrastructure for like pennies on the dollar to what I used to do at Marathon Oil. Like what I would spend $1 million for, I got to do it for 100,000.
Wow.
I got to implement wireless technology instead of wires. Cut down a lot on costs, and it was a lot of fun doing it.
Amazing.
And that's when IoT was starting and the
Mhm.
cloud was starting, and I thought,
You were right there.
so I thought, hey, maybe we can do this, and we can do well optimizations now. So I approached Robert. He was in London. I mean, he came into Houston from London. And I said, hey, do you want to put some money in and do this? And he gave me 4 months to find a client. And he said, if you don't find a client in 4 months, we're shutting this down. So we found a client in 4 months. And the first client was here in Midland.
Bless
actually.
that client, and even
Yeah.
more to find out that he was in Midland. Well, I mean, obviously you're here, so you did get that client.
Yes. And now we have clients all over the world. We're
Amazing.
international, so it's fun.
And so your services, what I'm assuming they would fit any size business.
Yes, correct. So, of course, there's a product line that's very popular with the smaller companies, and then there's product lines that are more popular with the larger companies. So, no, but we started with a passion for small businesses because we wanted to put them on the same level field as the larger clients,
Sure, of course.
so they could do more, they can make more money.
Right.
But I mean, we got a mix of companies now. We're able to do some deep reservoir analysis now
Interesting.
in real time using real time data. So that's picked up.
Mhm.
One of our largest small clients is actually Double Eagle here in
Wonderful. Yes.
Midland. Love
Yes,
them.
I know them.
We
Yeah.
love them very much. So yeah, and we've got lots of great clients now.
I've worked on a couple of fracks for Double Eagle in the past. So
really?
yes, I have.
Yeah, they're
Interesting.
great. They're a great team.
Fascinating. And so now with more adoption. There we go. That's the word. With more adoption in the field,
Right.
and you can see. Would you say also that younger, and I don't know how I would phrase this right, younger people coming into the business or coming into this
Mhm.
industry, do you think that they have more of they're more open to your products and they're more open to the way you want to solve problems?
Yeah, and I think everyone is getting a little bit more comfortable with technology.
Okay.
So it, I used to think that, but now that we actually have clients,
Right.
typically on the first meeting, I can tell if the client's going to be a good fit because we're more long term. I mean, we're in it for the long term.
Sure.
We're not transactional very
Right,
much.
that's
It
it.
doesn't work for
Doesn't
our
work.
business very well because we lose a little bit of money up front, but then we make it on the back end. So
Of
we
course.
need it to be long term.
Right, of course.
So I've met younger management teams that just like to stick to manual processes, and we're just not a fit.
Hmm.
And then I've seen older CEOs, and they don't even while they don't understand it, they want to try it.
Right.
So it's all about how open-minded or how embracive is that top management.
Wow. Well, I think that's really fantastic. And I want to wish you a lot more success and a lot more growth. And anyone who needs, please give them your name and your phone number or contact information. Please do.
Hey, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm under Sarah Tamilarison. And our company is Soda OG. Website is www.sodaog.com. But you're welcome to send me a note. It's just Sarah, SARAH, at sodaog.com.
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and put those up on the screen so that way you can see it and you can reach out to Sarah for all of the questions that you have. Because really, obviously, we know that automation and data management is very important. There's no way you're going to be able to move forward without some kind of technology like this. Because if you don't start building this in now, you're actually going to wind up with twice of a headache later when you have to go and reconcile old stuff. So please keep a lookout for that and reach out to Sarah, okay? Listen, thank you once again for this other little installment from the Produced Water Society here at Midland, Texas 2024. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you soon.